could ever tear us apart, except for when the power goes out. My friends don't think it's right. They think you're just a creepy guy. But I believe in my heart that you're real and have the female parts. So now we're meeting face to face. Now I'll really know for sure. No, I guess my friends were right. You're just a creepy guy. I think I'm gonna barf, 'cause this was just a lie. You were all that I wanted, and now I spend my life wondering what could have been. No more online lovers.
Hey everyone, I hope that's a good way to kind of ring in a bit of an absence here for me lately. Just had issues with my right hand, so prevented me from doing a lot of the editing I have to do for these videos. That being said, it's nice to hear from you guys again, or nice to be back. Just wanted to say here's a likely keepers video. So obviously this is going to help you strategize on what moves you should make, and just for the upcoming draft as well. So basically just some highlights that I picked out from what I think are the likely keepers. I will also add that, look, some teams hadn't had keepers in their section yet, so I just kind of went in there and decided who I thought would be a keeper on their team. It might not be who they decide to keep, so I'm just throwing that out there, but there were only a few teams that were like that. That being said, what I noticed, there's a lot of teams that have veterans as keepers. Long term, you might want to start thinking about getting some young players. And then, some teams just have a lot of young stars. Sometimes that can be a boom or bust strategy. And then there's the good mixture, some really good vets and some good young players as your five keepers. Obviously, the five keepers are going to be the core of your team. You want this core or your core to be solid. Otherwise, you're not gonna win in this league. That being said, the other thing I noticed, so in the league, only 1% of keepers were a defensive lineman, linebacker, or defense. I was surprised to even see 1%. But J.J. Watt, he could take over a game, obviously. Tight ends took up 10% of the keepers. So obviously, two tight end slots in this league. Tight ends are valuable for sure. Quarterbacks taking up 22%. So if you don't have a quarterback right now, you might want to get a quarterback. Running backs taking up about 28%. Obviously, 3 running back slots, very important position. And then obviously the NFL, they're big stars lately. It's a passing league now for sure. And wide receivers are taking up 37% of the keepers. Obviously, there's more wide receivers to choose from than running backs, so that kind of makes sense. But those are your numbers. So those are something for you to consider when you're deciding to make moves or you're looking to trade. Next week, I'm going to throw out a news and notes video. Basically, I will discuss transactions up to this date for the next week, and also the 1 year grace. For you guys that have been in the league for a while, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to bring this up for a lot of the new members next week, and I'm really excited to see where this league goes this year, and can't wait for the Super Bowl.